Back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Ubisoft. Two stories about Ubisoft. We have Ubisoft says, don't call it a layoff. Ubisoft issues a full return to office order for all employees as it confirms more studio closures are coming. We also got Ubisoft's new model will focus on open world adventure and games of service native experiences. Oh boy, I can't wait for that, chat. I don't know about you. I can't wait for more live service games from Ubisoft. They're the best. They're the best. We're going to watch a video called Do Not Buy Hytale. Do Not Buy Hytale from a content creator called Darth Trooper Gaming. He's got 2,140 subscribers, so about the same size channel as myself. He made a video that said, do not buy Hytale. We're going to watch that. It's not what you think it is, right? He's telling you don't buy Hytale because it'll ruin Minecraft for you. We're going to watch a video by Myelin Games, who's got 241,000 subscribers, talking about will Arc Raider players switch to Marathon? He asks people in the game when he's playing Arc Raiders, right? So it's pretty funny. I watched a little bit yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch that tomorrow on stream. And then we're also going to watch a video from Kyle Beauregard with 2,570 subscribers called Arc Raiders Expose the Gaming Industry, and Here's Why. If you guys like what we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I forgot to say that we're also going to watch two trailers today. We're going to watch two trailers, but we're going to do it near the end of the show. We're going to watch the Masters of the Universe trailer. I haven't seen it yet. And we're going to watch the the Disney Star Wars Darth Maul trailer. That way, if they're going to hit me, which they will, we'll just scrub that off the end of the live stream. So, how's it going, chat? What's going on? What's going on, Ward? What's going on, Altern? Real life fake wizard. Nice to see you. Eclipse. Good morning. Travis. Good morning. Waterbear. Good morning. Who am I missing? Jesse Mack. Good morning. Aku. Good morning. Crowded. Nice to see you, Jesse. Already said Jesse, right? Jesse. We already said Jesse. Yeah. More live service. Yay. That's right. That's right. Real. More live service. All right, let's start off with the trash fire known as Ubisoft. Okay. The trash fire known as Ubisoft. We had stream problems earlier today. I'm using a completely different software than I usually use. OBS, for some reason, was crashing. So I use Streamlabs OBS now. So if anything has happened, let me know if the audio is messed up, if things don't pop up or whatever not. All right. Another thing, housekeeping, a little bit of housekeeping. We talked last night because of our channels, right? And I want 30NSG to be like the live stuff, and I don't want to put uploads up here. So what I'm going to do is all the breakout videos or all uploads that I do for this type of topic, so like this story will be broken off and will be posted on Nerding with 30, right? We're going to try to push the uploads to that channel. We got the live channel here, and then we have our gaming channel. Nothing changes, basically. I'm just letting you know that the breakout videos of this will all go over to Nerding with 30. So if you hear me say, talking about go to our other channel, that's what it is if you're watching this after the fact. All right. Don't call this a layoff. Ubisoft issues a full return to office order for all employees as it confirms more studio closures are coming. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern over on 30NSG. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Ubisoft, stuffed away in a corner of Ubisoft's latest high-speed skid off the cliff, is a note of employees to support the effective implication of operation of new model. The group also intends to return to 5 days per week on site for all teams. Oh no, chat. Everyone's got to go back to work. Employees who have been working remotely in any capacity, in other words, will no longer have the option. It's back to conventional office time for everyone. And people are probably pissed about this, right? They're like, God, why can't I just stay home and do the stuff? Why can't I play different games while I'm making the game? Okay, this evolution, it says, quote, this evolution is intended to strengthen the collaboration, including consistent knowledge sharing and collective dynamic across teams. Ubisoft said explaining the decision in person collaborates is the key enabler of collective effectiveness, right? Creativity and success, okay? More selective AAA market Okay, and remote work employees will be given an annual allowance for working from home days. That's called per diem, by the way. It seems like a small thing. I mean, it's yet another Ubisoft catastrophic, but it's also catastrophe, sorry. But it also reaction of an announcement is strongly negative, and rightly so. Remote work, by and large, works, and after years of doing so, effectively adjusting their lives accordingly, being ordered back to the office on a full-time basis is incredibly disruptive for employees suddenly to find themselves faced in the need to find childcare or pay communications, right, cost, or absorb other related expenses, all within compensating increase in pay, which is to say nothing is the massive of unnecessary pain in the ass, is it? I'm confused here, chat. Obviously, I work from home, so I'm a little biased talking about this, but I also don't make $100,000 a year. Okay, so when people are upset about going back to work, they're like, "Can you believe the thing that gives me money so I can live and pay for my house and the food that I have and the games that I play and the car that I drive is asking me to come back to work? Can you believe these people?" I mean, say what you want about Ubisoft, but the companies, you have to be able to work. And remember when they were all, I know people, the dark days of gaming in COVID days, when people were communicating, they said it would take 8 times longer to get something that would take, something that would take 8 minutes or 10 minutes. It would literally take 3 hours to do because they had to call the person, then email them the thing, and they would get back to them, and then they would check it, and it was so ridiculous that games became so bloated, and here we are, right? 5 years, 6 years later. Your stream is laying a bit, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It is YouTube. And we do have problems still, so nothing has changed. So people are complaining that they have to go back to work. Now, there's a lot of problems, right? From a consumer standpoint, I'm upset with Ubisoft because they make broke, buggy, unfinished games, open, wide games that never are complete, and it's just boring, right? They don't do anything, right? Look at Assassin's Creed Shadows. Look at Outlaws. Look at all these games that they've come out with. They're all the same. They're all the same. Because of that, some employees, or possibly many, simply won't do it, which is the point of effective companies have Wild Strategic has formed a soft layoff in which employees aren't actually laid off, but instead present with a condition or continued employment effectively concerns them into resigning. When you tell, if you guys have kids, you're like, hey, if you clean your room, you can do this. Well, I don't want to clean my room. Okay, well, then you don't get this. Right? You don't get this reward if you don't do this thing. They're like, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. I want the thing, but I don't want to go and do the thing. Right? This is amazing to me. There's people that don't have jobs that would love to have a job. And yet there's people that have a job. They're like, I don't want to have this job. Well, the best bet is then you probably shouldn't be working at that job. Because if you're not willing to do what it takes to work, then don't work there, right? If you're miserable at the thing that you're doing, then leave. But then don't complain that you can't afford the things that you have. In a term that can also be applied, for example, as voluntary career transition program, all these fucking words that we have, in which employees are given the choice to either quit now with some benefits or risk getting shit canned later with nothing. Well, there you go. Grass is greener on the other side. There's the door. You can either leave or I can make you leave. It says, ring the bell. It happened recently at Ubisoft Massive, which in October 2025 offered employees the opportunity, I love this, the opportunity to take the next career step of their own terms and then drop the hammer earlier this month when not enough of them did so. Me and Sarge talked about this on GXG, right? Companies have been doing this since the beginning of time. They're like, we need volunteers to step up. We're going to give you a severance package. We'll give you $10,000 and whatever thing for the next 6 months for the first 5 people to show up, right? If you ever watch a game show, they're like, here's $1 million to win. Anybody can win this $1 million, but I'll give you $500,000 right now for the first 2 people to quit. And they're like, I'll do it. Because they're like, the process of getting that $1 million, and you're giving me $500,000 for just quitting right now? Yes, please. Right? People do it all the time. Voluntary letting go. And then if they don't do it, they're like, all right, well, these 5 people did it. Everybody else, up for game. We see what it takes for people that are interested, because there's a lot of people that when you're going through shit, right? You're like, I can't quit. I just moved into a new house. I'm going to school. I just bought a new car. I got new kids, right? A lot of people can't do this stuff. Some people are like, I'm single. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'll quit. Okay. And yes, more such cuts are coming. Ubisoft CEO said today, as part of the company's latest bid, keep the lights on, will selectively close several studios and continue restructuring throughout the group. Well, that sounds fantastic. It says, does the return to office mandate fit well with the need to close studios and cut jobs? You bet it does. Okay, and what we've seen happen in the past, in 2023, for instance, World of Warcraft producer said Blizzard is losing amazing talent because of Activision's Blizzard's return to policy. And in April of 2025, amidst the contract negotiations with Microsoft, ZeniMax Workers United, CWA Local 6215 member, Zachary Armstrong said, underpayment and costly return to office incentives have caused many of us to put our lives on pause because the income does not match even the rising cost of living in the cities where ZeniMax insists we live and work to maintain employment. Okay. Now, Ubisoft has done it too. In September 2024, Syndicate Devs union called for a strike when Ubisoft told workers that they would also have to come into office at least 3 days a week. Return to office mandate and everything else has sparked renewed from unions. Okay, President CWA of Canada and the union representative recently closed Ubisoft Halifax studio, said the waiting for proof that Halifax shutdown was not to keep out the union. Okay, it added pointedly. It says, as much as the company cries poor, it did just buy a studio from Amazon in Montreal a month ago. That's right. Right. Ubisoft also facing entirely predictable strike action over the French game industry union solidarities. Okay, disastrous restructuring announcement, and unions' demand include maintaining the extended of teleworking and conditions. All right. And it says, of course, I can't say this in intentional effort and shed hundreds of workers, but I can say that Ubisoft is eager, maybe even desperate to do so. As much as it tries to mask the maneuver of terms of collaboration effective, some employees will leave rather than return to the office, and that's what Ubisoft wants. Look, we've seen the writing on the wall for Ubisoft for quite some time. Ubisoft has to shed money, right? They literally split their company off. They got Tencent to come in to buy the company, basically a major portion of the company. They had their nepotism son give him the actual thing as well. Okay, so now they have 2 family members running the company. They don't want to give it up, but they have so many employees they have to shed. Now, the one thing I do agree with businesses is that if they ask you to work, then you have to do what they say. And if you don't want to do it, then you don't work for that company anymore. That goes across the board. Like, that's just what it is. When I worked for the amusement park, when I worked for the movie theater, when I worked for Nordstrom's or Apple, even when I worked in the film industry as an independent contractor, right? They told me, we're going here. I said, okay. If I don't want to go there or do the thing or work on the project, I said, I don't want to work on it. And then I don't work on it. These are the repercussions of your actions. Okay. But to be pissed off that for 20 years, you worked for a company, you had to work at the company. COVID happened and everyone thinks, oh, I can work at home now forever. That's not it. That's not going to happen. They want people to come back in because they want to see what they're paying for. They want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth for what they're paying you, right? And now that the place is downtown, and now you live in the suburbs, but now it takes you 45 minutes to get into the actual building. That's not their problem, right? That's not their problem. You took the job because of what it was. You worked the job, and then you moved farther away because it was cheaper for you, and now you're traveling back in. It's time to look for a new job. And you know what? Ubisoft's probably not the company you want to work for anyway. Let's just be honest. The people that worked for Expedition 33 were with Ubisoft. They left, and their lives are much better for it. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in chat. Jesse Mack says, Ubisoft, feeling the depths of the death of live service. Let's see. Kyle says, good morning. Good morning. Kyle says, you're way more lazy at home, and you can also just invite people over to see what you're also working on. And my friend, remember what happened about the leaks of Grand Theft Auto? Because their son took pictures of what their dad was working on, then leaked it, supposedly, right? Look, don't get me wrong. I love working from home. Love it, okay? But I get distracted. My son walks into the room. My wife wants me to do something, right? There's things that happen. I got to leave to go answer the door. Right? You don't get to do any of that stuff when you're at work. At work, you're working. Okay? And let's be honest. When you're at work, people are like, I would work 8 hours a day. Yeah, you're working 8 hours a day, but you're also lackadaisically walking around, go to the water cooler, get a drink, have lunch, right? Like, you're not working 100% of the time for 8 hours. You're doing other things, but we all say that we're working 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. Okay, like when I was on the movie set, yeah, I worked 12-hour days, but while I'm waiting for setup for the next scene to happen, I'm sitting there reading a book before cell phones happened, okay? And then when cell phones happen, I'm surfing the phone, and they're like, all right, we're ready to shoot. Oh, we're ready to shoot? Okay, right? It's hurry up and wait. That was the industry. That's all businesses, but people just don't really realize that, okay? Even construction workers, right? They're working. They're lifting shit all day, right? But there's times that they're not doing anything. Altered says, I mean, if they hired you knowing that you live in another city where HQ is not situated, and then they get fired because they're forced to move to a new city, I can get why. But not forced to move, right? They literally got hired at her work or home back 5 years ago, and they're like, hey, you got to come in. And they're like, well, I can't. This is where negotiations come in. Right, Altern? You can say, hey, can I get a raise? And they're like, no. And you're like, all right, well, then I can't work here. And unfortunately, that's life. Shit happens. Okay? But to be mad at the company is like, can you believe they're asking me to come in? Just put yourself in that position. If you've ever paid somebody or worked something, hell, I'll even break it down to the bare minimum of an editor for YouTube, right? You pay an editor to edit your stuff, and they don't edit your stuff. You want to make sure what you're paying for, you're getting what you deserve, right? Imagine now running a multi-million-dollar company and just asking people to show up to work so they know they're working. Right? This is the same thing that happened when Doge came in, and they're like, hey, just send us what you're working on. Send us 5 things that you worked on in the last week. And they're like, I can't believe they're asking me to send them an email with 5 things I've done. People were like super upset about it. It's going to be nice. Ray says, I'm just mad that Ubisoft because it's been 22 years since Rayman 3. We all have our reasons. Real Life Fake Wizard says, the estimate was that they've 7,500 layoffs in gaming this year. We're already at 1,000 if we include metagaming. The Ubisoft layoff will be a big bump. But here's the thing, though, Wizard. This happens every year. Every single year. It happens after the holidays, and people are like shocked about it. They're like, well, we got another 7,000. You know what they never do, though? They never, ever talk about the hires. Never. They never talk about when companies hire and they go, oh, they just hired 1,000 people, because they don't hire 1,000 people at one time, right? They hire 5 people, then they hire 10 people, then they hire 100 people, right? And they never talk about the hires. They only talk about the fires. Just Enough says, I wish they could also have WFH guys at my job stay home. Without them, there's more parking and cleaner bathrooms. There you go. Yeah, there's downsides and upsides, right? Waterbear says, well, at my company, we work full remote even before COVID for 6 years. During COVID, work from home as well, but after COVID, they switched to hybrid schedules. That was really annoying. Kyle also says, I literally was shown shit that would also get my friend blackmailed from the industry, but he insisted. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that could happen where you're working from home, and people steal your stuff, take pictures or screenshots, or someone oopsie let that out. Crowd says, I think they would worry about the secretly working 2 jobs, potentially a competitor as well. That's also been a thing. Remember a couple years ago, there was someone that worked from home and they were working multiple jobs because obviously, Crowded, you have time in between the things, right? So let's say I work for a call center. I work for one company. I'm getting paid $30,000 and I'm taking phone calls here. And then I'm like, okay, thank you very much. You hang up the phone and then you pick up the next phone. You're like, hello, how are you doing? This is a completely different business that you're working over here at the exact same time that this person's paying you, right? I've said this story before, and I'll say it again because there's always new people. I used to work at the convention center, okay? At the convention center, there's this big, huge, there's always people moving in, different conventions coming in, okay? We would get paid by the day, not by the hour. It used to be by the day. You would come in, you would work for, let's say Dell was making a conference. We were setting up their booth. Dell's paying us to set up their booth. We set their booth up, boom, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? I get my full day's pay in 3 hours, and then I leave. I'm done. I walk away. I can get double booked. Now I can go do another job or do other things, okay? Got my job done. The employers, not the people at the convention, but Dell, I'm just saying Dell, right? Just making up a company I worked for, right? Dell walks the floor now, and they're looking around going, oh, wow, the booth's already done. I think I want a different setup here. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they're like, hey, can you call back in? They're like, how come there's nobody here? You know what I mean? Because they're paying money. They want to see people working. But you already done their work. So now they just make other work for you. And they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to switch you from day rate to hourly. So now something that would take 2 hours now takes 10 hours. Right? As long as the boss walks around the floor and sees people moving, they're like, oh, yeah, look at those guys. They're setting up. Oh, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. What are we, 6 hours in? They set up the curtains? Oh, man, what a great job. Right? That's what we used to do. We used to be done like this, move on with our lives. Everyone's happy. But they're like, how come there's no one working on the floor? Now you got to take 5 hours to do something that would take you 30 minutes because you get paid by hour. And since day rate, let's say, was $250 and you get paid $20 an hour, you got to work a couple hours to get that money, right? Yeah, you got to potentially just slow down. Like hang a curtain, sip a coffee for 20 minutes, hang the next ring, drink the coffee the next minute. Just enough says companies get pissed off if you have 2 jobs. Of course they do, because they're paying for you. Imagine working 2 jobs, paying $100,000 each. People suddenly become more productive. Yeah. Before you set up shit like Flash, now you sit there shit like a turtle. Not like a Ninja Turtle, just a regular turtle. Yeah. Why? What's my incentive, Altern? What's my incentive? There is no incentive. Just enough says some bosses just want to see people busy. They don't care about production. Exactly right. They want to make sure that what they're paying for is moving. Right? Because if I pay for something and I walk out to a room and there's no one in there, like, what the fuck am I paying for? Jason says that's so stupid. If anything, a day rate makes people work faster because they want to get the job done quick so they can also leave it early as opposing to milking it all day. That's correct, Jason. As soon as you tell me I'm hourly, I'm like, all right. What we got to do today, guys? Right? You're like, all right, I'm giving you $1,000 to set up this whole room. Let's go. Right? Like, that's it. You do the job, you get it done, you move on. Jack says, 30, what's the difference from working from home than in a studio? Jax, do you work from home or do you work in a studio? Do you work at the location right now or do you work from home? Question. I need to know the answer before I give you the answer. I need to know your answer before I give you my answer. Are you working from home or are you working at a job? Warber says, exactly. I'm second job. I'm hourly. Kyle says, yep, I run machines at the aerospace company. As long as your machine is running, they don't care what you're doing. For all of you know, it's running 30% speed. That's right. They don't care. They just want to see you. It's like when I worked at McDonald's as a kid. There was literally nothing to do, and the manager was like, wipe the tables down again. No, I don't work from home. Okay, so the working from home, okay, like right now, obviously I'm live on stream, but if I wasn't live on stream, I'm just doing, work. I'm like, oh, let me check my phone. Oh, let me go to the fridge. Let me grab a drink. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go outside and do something a little bit, right? Because just like I gave you the example of working at home or working at the thing at the convention, if I'm in the company, you got to make it look like you're busy. Even though you're doing nothing, you can be sitting at your computer. As long as they see you in your cubicle, as long as they see you walking around the halls, they're like, he's going somewhere. He's doing something, right? But when you're at home, you're doing the exact same thing you were doing at work, but they can't see you. And when they can't see you, you might be going playing golf. You might be doing the dishes. You might be doing anything else other than your work, even though you got your work done, okay? And that's what they don't like, okay? So they want to see you working. They want to make sure that the money they're paying you, you're worth it. If not, right? Here's another example. My teacher told me when I was in film school, okay? He says, if you're on set, just make it look like you're busy. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Let me show you what that means, right? What looks more interesting, right? Hold on a second. Let me get you. Okay. This is just a notebook, right? This is just a notebook. And this is a pen, okay? Now, if I'm standing here doing this, or if I'm standing here doing this, which one sells more than I'm working, right? Which one sells more than I'm working? This or, right? I'm not writing anything down. I'm not fucking doing anything, but it makes it look like you're doing something, right? My teacher in school told me to have a cup of coffee in your hand and every once in a while just point. I shit you not. He worked in the industry for 35 years. He said, just have a cup of coffee and point. And people will leave you alone because they think you're talking about something important. I shit you not. And let me tell you something. It works. Okay. This is why they want you in the office. Because they know if you're at home, you're not doing shit. Kyle says, like right now, I'm at work and my machine's running. So I'm on my phone since each cut is about 30 minutes. Right. They don't want you to watch people like me at work. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're at home, you can do whatever you want. Right. But if you're at work, as long as Kylo makes it look like he's doing something, earbuds in the ear, doing his job, they come in, they're like, hey, Kylo, you got your thing? Oh, yep. Got it, boss. Right? All right. Kylo's a good worker. Good worker. That guy's always working. He's always doing something. Just enough says some jobs doesn't make sense to ever show up at the office. Others, it makes no sense to ever be at home. Right. Be Nice says walk fast, move fast, organize stuff, and you're going somewhere. That's it. That is it. Why do you think so many people in Hollywood move up when they fail? Because they only need to look busy every time someone stares at them. Yeah, Kyle says, yep, as long as I'm walking around work with a piece of paper, I'm good. Yeah, because it looks like you're going somewhere. It looks like you're doing something. This life lesson that you just learned from me, you're welcome. You're welcome, chat. You youngsters out there are like, wait a minute, that makes total sense. Holy shit. Right? Think about like when you're in high school and you're walking the halls that you're not supposed to, right? What are you doing? Where are you going? Right? But if you have a piece of paper in your hand and a yellow one is a note pass, like a hall pass, nobody says anything to you. Nobody says anything to you. I have a friend that does a job that's also pretty much, he just watches a roll of stuff so he doesn't get messed up. And each roll takes like 12 hours. So that's all he does. Fantastic. How do I sign up for that job? I used to work at, when I was 18 years old, my uncle owned a Teflon business where he made little Teflon pieces, and he had 12 machines, and they were all, the hardest part about this job was that he actually had to design the actual pieces. But once the pieces were designed and he put them in the machine, all you did was walk around the factory, and it was just oil that it would cut, and the oil, it would dump in the oil, and your fingertips and nails were like fantastic, right? And you would just check the pieces, and you would check. It makes 1,000 pieces or whatever. You pick up the pieces, you check it, and then you put it down, and you walk away, and then you go to the next machine. That's it, right? That's it. Aku says, 30, how do I do that as a FedEx delivery job? Well, that's easy. You haul ass to each location, and then you park onto the side of the road, and you just put your door up, and then you look like you're busy doing, like, organizing your truck. Here's the... I don't know if that's true, because I can't. I've never been a delivery guy, so I don't know. God says, I got back recently and looked at the Concord roster of characters again. My God, what were they thinking? Well, let's go to the next story, shall we? Let's go to the next story, shall we? If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. How do I mark that? I'm trying to use the marker. Unable to add stream marker. Why? Okay. So Ubisoft's new model will focus on open world adventures and games as service native experiences. I'm excited about this, guys. I don't know about you. I'm really excited about the games of service. Okay. Ubisoft has announced a major restructuring, not just besides people have to come back to work, but with new operating models centered. Oh, that's another thing, real fast. Ubisoft has got like 10,000 employees. You know how much fraud and people are just doing absolutely nothing, just working underneath the papers, and they have no idea what they're doing. They're just paying 10,000 employees. It's like, what the fuck are we paying for? Wait, you're saying we can make a game with 33 people? What? We don't need 10,000 people to make an Assassin's Creed game? Anyway, Ubisoft has announced a major restructuring with the new operating model centered on open-world adventures and games-as-service native experiences supported by player-facing generative AI. Oh, this sounds just amazing. I can't wait for the next Ubisoft game, which is what, Division? Or the next Assassin's Creed game? The news about Ubisoft organizational operational portfolio reset was revealed, bringing bad news for fans. The restructuring has led to canceling of highly anticipated Prince of Persia remake, along with 5 other games, and learn more about them in the new focus below. Okay, Ubisoft looking to create more gamer-centric organization. According to a recent press release, Ubisoft's significant reset has been prompted by more selective AAA market, increased competition in the shooter genre, and the challenges publishers facing creating brands amidst rising costs. This has also resulted in the new value creation model designed to make Ubisoft a more gamer-centric organization structure around creative genres. Okay, the revamped Ubisoft model focuses on open-world adventures. I'm sorry, what was their old plan? What was their old plan, chat? If they're revamping Ubisoft model to focus on open-world adventures, the fuck were they doing for the last decade? As games as a service approach bolster a targeted investment, deeper specialization, and cutting-edge technology. This advanced technology, this is so much bullshit of what they talk about. This is for like investors. Accelerated investment in a player-facing generative AI. Like, hey, what are you guys doing at Ubisoft? We're making awesome games. What are you doing at Ubisoft from an investor? Well, we're bolstering the investment, developer specialization, and cutting-the-edge technology. The advanced technology includes accelerated investments in player-facing generative AI. Ooh, it sounds impressive. Yeah, I'll give you $1 million. Okay. The CEO has also announced that the company will shift in focus to a new 3-year roadmap amidst achieving cost reductions. As a result of this decision, several games will be canceled. Multiple studios will be closed, and layoffs will occur throughout the organization. I mean, if I was one of these people that was working for Ubisoft, I would give them a thank you card. I would give Ubisoft a thank you card. I'd be like, holy shit, my life was shit when I worked for your company, and thank you so much for letting me go. because now I can work for an actual studio that's actually making a video game. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, in other news, Ubisoft wants Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six to become an annual billionaire brands. Additionally, the former Assassin's Creed boss is suing the company. What are your thoughts on Ubisoft's new model being centered around open world adventures? It's the exact same thing they were doing before. I'm confused on the actual change that they're doing. Look at Skull and Bones. Look at Assassin's Creed. Look at any of the Assassin's Creed. They're all filled with microtransactions. By the way, they're single-player games, the Assassin's Creed games. Skull and Bones? What? Who's playing Skull and Bones? Is anybody playing Skull and Bones? Fucking Skull and Bones. Who's playing Skull and Bones? Do we have Steam charts? What do we got here? Yeah, fantastic, right? And like the guys from what's it called? Splitgate. Well, you can't just use one measure of stuff to do what they're doing. Yeah, this looks amazing, right? This looks amazing. 2,615, and then it went up to 2019. The same people that bought the game came back to see if they made a mistake, and they did. They did. They're like, oh, yep, still made a mistake. And then they came back for the third update, and they're like, no, still made a mistake. And then they went back down to check something else, right? This is ridiculous. Okay, what was Ubisoft doing before? Now let's talk about the game that's been in development for 17 years. 17 years. Okay. 17 years. How much money do you think Beyond Good and Evil 2 has cost this company? Anybody? Yeah? Anybody? Anybody want to take a guess? I mean, I don't know the answer, right? Do you think it's just like $1 million? Do you think it's like $100 million? 17 years. Beyond Good and Evil 2. And it's still not canceled. They're still working on it. It's not one of the games they're canceling. What's going on, Mr. Luke? Ron Slusher says, Skull and Bones has me craving craving Long John Silver. Has to be over 700 million. I would have to assume it's close to $1 billion, Water. It's got to be close to $1 billion. Right? 17 years. What are they doing with this thing? And remember, that game was supposed to come out for the 360 and the PlayStation 3. That was supposed to come out for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. No way in hell. More people playing 76? Oh, yeah. 76. Fallout 76. Let's see what their numbers are. Hey, look at that. That's pretty good numbers there. 12,000. Was that the update? That was the update last year. Wow. Wait a minute. They had their peak concurrent player. Oh, that was April 2024. That's when the Fallout series was out. That's when the Fallout series came out. Everyone went to go play Fallout. That's what it was. I was like, wait a minute. That's weird. Oh, you didn't see it? You can't see it, chat. Look at that. Look at that. That was April of 2024. That's when the Fallout series came out. And it went from no interest to holy shit, I want to be in the Fallout universe. See how what's the word I'm looking for? How amazing it is when you market the show and then it brings people to your actual game. Well, talk about the show, Travis. People are saying that the show is not as good as season 1 because of viewership, but more people are going to watch it because there's less hours watched because there's less shows, right? They get the whole show at one go, so people watch it faster. So it looks like there's more viewership. But when it's all said and done, I think you have the exact same viewership that you would have, but just over a long period of time. Cross promotion. Thank you, Sarge. Thanks, Eclipse. Even Titanfall 2 has more players right now? Really? On Steam, Titanfall 2? Wow. Yeah. Titanfall 2 has more players. Amazing. Amazing. So there's the two stories of Ubisoft. Let me see what you guys are saying in chat. Imagine we get Beyond Good and Evil 2 before GTA. I don't think that's happening. I don't think we see Beyond Good and Evil 2 until the next system. Until the next system. There's no way in hell. Eclipse says, I'm waiting for the whole season to drop. I watched the first episode, but I can't do the whole weekly thing. I like the weekly thing. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to watch this one. I watched the first episode. I thought the first episode was good. I haven't watched the rest of them. I think it's better as a business model that it is weekly, because if you want to binge, you just wait. But if you don't want to binge, then you can watch it weekly. A lot of people, actually, Real Fake Wizard talked about this on his one of his videos. He's talking about how Netflix is designing their stuff. I think he got it from Matt Damon, but that Netflix is designing their stuff where they have to repeat it at least 3 times, like the plot point and stuff like that. Okay? Like, Netflix knows that you're second screen watching. So because you're second screen watching, they have to treat you like you're an invalid, right? Like you're an idiot. And they have to repeat the plot of the story you're watching multiple times, just in case you're looking at your phone or surfing the web or whatever you're doing. Right? That's the thing that Netflix does. Waterbear says Beyond Good and Evil 2 will launch title for the new console. That's what I'm saying. It'll launch with the new consoles. Eclipse says, let's not make a show good enough where you can put your phone down or anything. Yeah, no. They want you. They know you're going to be watching your phone, so they're like, let's just whatever. Did you guys see what's happening with the new Batman? The Bold? They got the writer from Birds of Prey, right? From Birds of Prey, and what was the other show she wrote? And they're both absolutely garbage. It was Birds of Prey and something else. Oh, Flash, right? She's the writer for Flash, and she's the writer for Birds of Prey. And they're like, yeah, she's the writer for Batman. I'm like, both those movies sucked balls. Why are you giving her, right? Hollywood, man, you succeed, right? The shittier you do, the more promotions you get. Roic says at this point, you may have to buy an external hard drive for Beyond Good and Evil 2. How Ferguson says the game is also taking you this long to make it. Yeah, it'll be like a terabyte big. Jason says, yeah, season 2 hasn't been great so far. Is it slow? Is it slow, Jason, or is it just not good? I still think, again, I haven't watched it. I thought the first episode was good, but you had no expectations for Fallout. I'm not saying you personally, but you had no expectations for Fallout 1 series, and now you have extreme expectations for season 2 because of season 1. Eclipse says, yeah, I like Bumblebee, so let's hope she does that. I thought, well, here's the thing, Eclipse. I thought Bumblebee was the best Transformers film, but I still thought it was bad. I don't like her as a writer, but, you know. Season 2 has too much flashbacks? Well, they have to do that because they can't write the actual stuff, so they have to show you. Actually, season 1 had a lot of flashbacks. Season 1 had a lot of flashbacks in season 1, Ray. They had to keep going back to tell you why the ghoul, right? That whole storyline with his wife and whatnot. Then you had a flashback of her father, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff. Mr. Z says, 30 off track. I finally finished watching all of the Andor, and I can change my mind and say it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I watched the first episode of the first season, and I didn't care. I just didn't care. Here's the thing. I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. Andor is so good looking, like it doesn't belong in Star Wars. Does that make sense? It doesn't belong in the Star Wars. It's like an alternate timeline. It's like the Mandela effect or something. It's like the Star Wars movies don't exist, and what we got with Rogue One and Andor, they're like, it's like I went to a different plane, and that's their Star Wars. It just doesn't fit. Warbear says X-Men 97 will be an exception, though, because of the ending of the season 1, which is fucking epic, except season 2 very well. Is the ghoul character from Fallout 76? No. He's in the game now in Fallout 76, but he's not from Fallout 76. Just Enough says, I think Andor is my favorite Star Wars. And I wouldn't argue with you. I would say that it's a really good show. It just doesn't belong in the Star Wars chronological thing. It just doesn't look like it. Doesn't feel like Star Wars. Doesn't look like Star Wars. Z says, Gilroy turned it into Bourne Identity type of movie with a great watch. I know how you feel that. That doesn't seem like a classic Star Wars. Yeah. I think I'll watch it, but you could have taken Andor and put it into, like, I don't know, Battlestar Galactica. You could have turned it into a Star Trek. You could have turned it into, you know what I'm saying? You could turn it into anything. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't feel like Star Wars to me. Just because they talk about Star Wars stuff doesn't mean it's Star Wars, right? I think they did a great job, and I've said if they take what Andor is and redo all the Star Wars like that, I think it'd be amazing. But that standalone with all the other Star Wars, it outnumbers it. All this other Star Wars stuff, the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it sounds, doesn't look like Andor. All right, let's watch this first video here. And we are going to be watching the direct today at 1 o'clock. It's just going to be a separate stream. We're still staying live. I'm just going to stop it and then go live with the other one. It'll be right here on 30NSG as well. All right, this is called Do Not Buy Hytale. Okay, we've been playing a lot of Hytale. So let's see what he has to say about this. All links in the description down below, by the way.
I need to give you a genuine warning before we start this video. Do not buy Hytale.
What? What do you mean? It's the greatest game in the world. Why not buy it? I don't think he's saying don't buy it because it's bad.
Because it's bad, and not because it's buggy, though trust me, we are going to talk about the bugs. You shouldn't play Hytale right now because if you do, you will never be able to play vanilla Minecraft ever again.
I kind of agree with this. I agree with this 1,000%. I don't know if I can go back and play Minecraft. Now, last week when you guys asked me, now I can't tell you that I'm going to play Hytale for as many thousands of hours as I played Minecraft, but I don't know if I can go back. I think Hytale has done what video games did for me. Like, I can't go back and play side scrollers anymore. Right? I can't go back and play like the old Mario games. I can for a short period of time, but that's it. I don't know if I can go back and play Minecraft.
It took exactly 10 minutes for this game to overwrite 15 years of muscle memory.
Yeah.
I went back to record this footage of my old survival multiplayer server, and for the first time in
I mean, just look at the difference. It's so...
back to record this footage of my
And you're going to compare it to Minecraft. You are.
old survival multiplayer server, and for the first time in my life, the world felt empty. The movement felt stiff, and the combat felt weightless. Hytale isn't just a Minecraft killer. It makes Minecraft obsolete, and today, we need to talk about why. To understand why Hytale feels the way it does, we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. This game shouldn't exist.
That's another thing, right? This game shouldn't exist.
For the last 7 years, the internet convinced us that Hytale was vaporwave. It was the Half-Life 3 of the block game genre. It was a project that started as a server, got bought by Riot Games, suffered from massive scope creep, and then went silent.
Ron says, how is Minecraft a top 3 selling game every month? Ron, Minecraft's one of the best games ever created, in my opinion. Just for what it does, what it teaches, what you can do, the imagination. It's like taking, and I know this is going to sound like an old man type of stance here, but when you tell your kids to like, go do something, go be creative, right? They can go play with Legos and stuff like that, but this is it. This is the best Lego game ever created, and it's not Lego, right? The adventures you can go on, the things that you can do, the imaginations of people that made with the mods and stuff in that community, it's such a good game. I'm dead serious. It's one of the best games ever created. Now, you might not like the game or you might not ever play the game, but Minecraft is basically the perfect game. What game is about? It's a sandbox, go play in the backyard type of thing. Just have fun with whatever you want to do. Build, come up with stuff, right? Go on an adventure, right? It's so good.
But when the game launched in early access this week, something strange happened. The developers were actually honest. They admitted that the build we are playing is effectively frozen from a specific point in development. They aren't selling us a finished product. They're letting us playtest the foundation and are very, very clear about what we're getting into. And that context is critical because when you play Hytale, you aren't playing a polished AAA release. You are playing a
15-year-old kid. A 15-year-old kid came up with a mod and made cross-play happen between Hytale and Minecraft. Like, you could play Minecraft, and your friend could be playing Hytale, and he looks like a Minecraft character, and then the person that's playing Hytale, his character looks like a Hytale character inside a Hytale. A 15-year-old did this.
Proof of concept that asks a very dangerous question. What happens if you take the Minecraft formula, but you actually build the game engine to support it? Mojang has spent 15 years patching a game engine that was never meant to be this big. They are fighting against their own code.
Right. Minecraft wasn't supposed to be what Minecraft is. Hytale was built to be what it is.
Hytale, for all of its flaws, was built from the ground up to do exactly this. And that structural difference is what makes going back to Minecraft feel so incredibly hollow. The first thing you notice, the thing that ruins other voxel games for you,
the movement alone inside of Hytale, it's so good that you mantle and pull yourself up like you would in Fortnite or anything else, but inside that game. Jumping 2 to 3 blocks high, amazing.
Is the physicality. In Minecraft, you are essentially a floating camera with a hitbox. You glide over the terrain. If there is a 1-block ledge, you have to jump. If there is a 2-block wall, you are stuck unless you build some dirt scaffolding. In Hytale, you are a physical object. You have weight. When you approach a ledge, you don't...
Look at that. That right there.
Hytale, you are a physical object. You have weight. When you approach a ledge, you don't pillar up, you mantle. You grab the edge and pull yourself up. When you run down a steep hill,
then the combat feels so good as well. I mean, we're not comparing combat to like Dark Souls here, but the combat's really good.
Character can actually slide, kicking dust up, gaining momentum. It sounds like a minor detail, but it completely changes how you view the terrain. In Minecraft, a mountain is an obstacle that you have to terraform to traverse. In Hytale, a mountain is a playground. The world isn't just a grid of blocks to be mined, it's geometry to be navigated. Even simple interactions like sitting on a chair or sleeping in a bed have dedicated animations. You don't just snap into position, you see your legs, see your hands. It makes the world feel inhabited. It makes the character feel like...
I love playing in third person.
You rather than just a cursor. And once you get used to that, floating around in Minecraft just feels like playing in spectator mode. If the movement makes Minecraft feel stiff, the combat makes it feel archaic. We all know the Minecraft combat loop. You sprint, you jump for a crit.
Ron says, can we expect a Hytale movie starring Jack Black?
And you spam left.
It's either that or Chris Pratt.
Click. Maybe you use a shield if you're feeling spicy. It's functional, but it isn't engaging. Hytale treats combat as a...
I think they already created it, Bat. I'm pretty sure after this video, we'll look it up. I think someone created a Lord of the Rings inside of Hytale already.
Pillar of gameplay, not just a chore. I picked up a two-handed mace in the first hour. It wasn't just a diamond sword with more damage. It changed my entire playstyle. It has a slow windup. It has a heavy recovery time. If I miss a swing, I am wide open. But if I hit, it sends enemies flying and it feels crunchy. And the enemies actually respect the combat system. I found a group of Scarix in the Hallowing Sands. They didn't just walk in a straight line toward me like zombies. When I fought the Torek Hunter, he didn't just stand there. He kept his distance and threw spears while the warriors rushed me. When you fight a pack of wolves, they're not all just in a straight line.
Yeah, the NPCs are not super intelligent, but they are pretty good. Well, they'll flank you or mob bite you at the same time and stuff like that.
Some will come from the left or to the right. Some will run away to reposition themselves.
And they don't wait like these wolves are, but like the skeletons, they don't wait. They don't wait to like I hit you and then the other guy comes and hits you. No, they come at you at the exact same time.
Is the AI perfect? Absolutely not. Sometimes they get stuck on trees, sometimes they spin in circles, but the intent is there. Hytale asks you to learn its mechanics. Minecraft asks you to click faster. And after playing this, clicking faster just doesn't cut it anymore. This feeling of emptiness in Minecraft is most apparent in the world generation itself. Minecraft uses an infinite biome system. It's impressive tech, but it often leads to biome soup. It's just a random noise of forest and deserts mashed together with no rhyme or reason. Hytale uses zones, and this is the single best decision they made. Zone 1, the Emerald Grove, feels curated. The rivers actually cut through the terrain using distinct river technology.
Yeah, it's cool.
They don't just sit on top of blocks. You find pre-generated buildings, ruined towers.
I'm amazed on how many buildings I'm finding, and they're all different.
In goblin camps, overgrown cottages that feel like they were placed there by a level designer. Then you cross the ocean into Zone 2 and the game changes genres. It's not just a desert biome, it's a canyon wasteland. The verticality here is pretty insane.
I haven't been there yet.
Plateaus connected by rickety bridges.
Oh wait, I guess I have. I've been to a desert. I've been to the desert, but that doesn't...
For hundreds of blocks, and the lighting...
I didn't cross water to get there though.
God, the lighting. Hytale's lighting engine does so much heavy lifting for the atmosphere. Dark areas are actually dark. You need torches, you need to prepare. The colored lighting from crystals or lava creates actual mood. In Minecraft, you explore to find resources. In Hytale, you explore because you genuinely want to see what's over the next ridge. The world pulls you forward. Here is the core thesis of this video. Playing Hytale doesn't feel like playing a vanilla game. It feels like playing a Minecraft mod pack that was installed correctly.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it just feels like a mod pack. I mean, and basically that's what Hypixel was. Hypixel was mods back in the day. That's what it was.
And intentional. If you are a veteran Minecraft player, think of the first mods you always install. You install a minimap, you install JEI.
Yeah, the map's great.
Or NEI, you install a better combat mod, you install Biomes O'Plenty. Hytale looked at the last 10 years of modding history and said, why aren't these just in the game? You have a world map and a compass by default. You have distinct equipment slots. You have furniture. You have vertical slabs. You have roof blocks. Hytale assumes you want that depth. It assumes you want a reason to mine that goes beyond finding diamonds. It has weapon tier systems that progress from copper to iron to thorium to cobalt to mithril. There are also magical items.
They just added today. Right? They just added today, there's magic in the game already. You can do spells and be like a necromancer where you can rise the dead out of the ground.
In the game that are not yet implemented in solo play, along with dungeons and loot tables. Minecraft relies on community to finish the game design. Before. Hytale finished the design itself. And once you play a game that has all of this baked in, going back to vanilla Minecraft feels like stepping into an empty room. However, we need to have a...
I don't think it can, Ron. Is Hytale the first nominee for 2026 Game of the Year? It's in early access. I don't think it should be nominated for anything.
Quick reality check, because if I just sit here and praise the game for 10 minutes, I'm lying to you. Hytale is rough. Like, really rough. The optimization
Yeah, Ray. More buildings than Starfield. Yeah, more buildings than Starfield.
is all over the place. I have a high-end PC and I still get massive frame drops when looking at dense foliage. There's a persistent bug with the skybox that causes black flickering, which is honestly headache-inducing. The enemy spawning logic is broken at times. I've cleared a dungeon room only to have the skeletons respawn behind me 5 seconds later, and the UI, while feature-rich, feels sticky. It lacks that snappy
Yeah, I can agree with what he's saying here. The problems that there's there is there, but the pros outweigh the cons.
Responsiveness that Minecraft perfected years ago. These are the friction points that kill survival games. Potential only matters if the game is playable enough to reach it. And right now, Hytale tests your patience just as much as your survival skills. But here's the thing. I played through the bugs, I dealt with the crashes, I put up with the flickering. And why? Because the core loop is that good.
Yes, agreed. 100%.
Rather play a buggy version of a great game than a polished version of a boring one. There is one final reason why Minecraft feels empty now, and it's the most technical one, but also the most important. The mod
Wait a minute, does he have a mod on him that he can level up with XP and stuff? Oh, I gotta add that.
feels empty now, and it's the most technical one, but also the most important. The modding architecture. In Minecraft, if I want to play on a server with guns and planes, I have to download a mod pack. You have to download the same mod pack. We have to worry about version mismatches. It's a huge headache. Hytale is built on server-side modding. This means that if you joined a server that has turned the game into World War II...
There is guns in the game, by the way. There is guns.
Or a
and you don't need mods. They're in the game.
Kart racer or a Pokemon clone, you just click join. The server sends you the models. The server sends you the sounds. You are playing in seconds. This effectively turns Hytale into a game engine masquerading as a game. Mojang has spent years fighting its modding community, introducing chat reporting, splitting the community between Bedrock and Java, trying to force the marketplace. Hytale just handed the keys to the community and said, drive. Minecraft treats mods as a layer on top of the game. Hytale understands that mods are the game. Hytale is unfinished. It is inconsistent, it is frustrating, but it has ruined vanilla Minecraft for me nonetheless. It has shown me what a block game can be when it isn't held back by 15-year-old Java code.
Yep.
It has shown me what exploration feels like when the world is designed rather than just generated. It has shown me what combat feels like when it has weight. I love Minecraft, and I always will. It defined a generation, but playing Minecraft now feels like playing with Legos in a quiet room. Playing Hytale feels like going on an adventure. Minecraft survived because its community carried it. Hytale might thrive because
they're building
it was built to be carried.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. That's a good video. It's a good video. Link in the description down below. Yeah, Hytale is a really fun game. And I know a lot of people are looking at it going, it looks like Minecraft 2. It plays more like Terraria than it does Minecraft, but it looks like Minecraft, right? And there's so many other aspects to Hytale. Like, you can literally just make movies in the game. Like, there's going to be a whole underground movement inside this game of people just making video content within Hytale. Not even playing the game for what the game is, right? Then there's other people that were just going to do builds. Other people are just going to do mods. Other people are going to make role-playing type servers. It's going to be very interesting to see where this is in 6 months from now, let alone, 2 years from now. Sarge says Minecraft didn't have any to improve because it didn't need to. Now it does. Well, now I think it has definitely competition. It'll be interesting to see what they do to make Minecraft better, faster. Jason says, I just saw a report that Witcher 4's budget could be an estimated $800 million compared to $81 million for Witcher 3. Is that an actual source, or is it just people talking about it online? $800 million. What are they doing? Waterbear says 30. Have you went back to Minecraft after playing Hytale and felt exactly he is feels about it being empty now? I haven't. I don't even have the urge to go back and play it because I'm like, why do I want to go back to Minecraft when I can play this? When I can tell you it feels empty because me and Sarge, one of the things that we used to do in that game is we would either find a mine shaft, try to find a mine shaft, or find a village, and then we would fix the village, right? Because there wasn't really anything to do, right? In this, there's so much to explore. There's so many different biomes with things to do in it, right? Like the other day we were in on the live stream, we were in like the mountain area, and then all of a sudden I'm like going through and I find a mine shaft inside a Hytale, and then all of a sudden I found a ladder and I climbed up the ladder and it went into some dude's house that he built inside the mountain. Now, not a player, an NPC. And inside his house, there's all these chests, and I was like snooping through the guy's house and taking stuff from the chest. And then I saw the guy, and I was like, what is it? Like, it just has a house inside the mountain. And I was like, this is cool. And then yesterday, we went to the desert, and I came across, it was like the 4th building or 5th building. It was like this tomb, and I killed a big scorpion, and I saw a big hole, and I went down the hole, and then it opened up into this big labyrinth of a base, and there was hundreds of chests that for an hour and a half, we were just in there finding, just finding them. And then it went deeper and deeper and deeper, all the way down to like this bedrock area where this giant golem was there. And I was just like, what is happening right now? What is this place? It was really, really cool. Had a really good time. Doom and Hytale's insane. Windows and Hytale. Oh, let me look up Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure Lord of the Rings. Six days ago.
Welcome to Hytale. We're going to build Rivendell. So we're going to do a little bit of a magic trick with this. It's going
this
to
guy,
look like
because of the modding tools, he's just
to reload the game.
Here, I'm gonna just mute that. I'm gonna make the speed like 3 times faster, just to see him doing it. Okay, so he's literally making inside the game. He's making Lord of the Rings. Okay, this is 6 days ago. 6 days ago is 1 day after the game came out. Okay, this is how good the modding tools are. This is not something that you have to do in a third-party program and bring it in. This is literally inside. Look at this. Insane. That's crazy. He did this 1 day after it came out. So I'm sure he's going to keep building onto it and whatnot. Let's go on, Roadkill. All right. Let's go from that to the next thing, which is... We got 2 videos from Arc Raiders, for Arc Raiders. One is, we've watched this gentleman once or twice before, okay? So this one's called, Will Arc Raiders players switch to Marathon? So we were talking about Marathon yesterday, and I said, why would they leave Arc Raiders to go play Marathon? Okay? And so I happened to see this, and this guy made a video, and I watched the first couple of minutes of it, and I started laughing, so I posted it in their Discord yesterday. I want to watch the rest of it today. Right? So he's asking people inside of Arc Raiders in-game if they're going to go play Marathon, right? And it's just pretty funny. So here you go.
So I had this idea. Rather than just covering gaming news, I would take the hottest gaming topics to the surface, topside, and interview people in the game in Arc Raiders. And the biggest news this week, Marathon, Bungie's new game and extraction shooter, got a release date March 5th. So I went topside to ask if Arc Raiders would play it? Answer my question. No, David.
This guy's very entertaining. Okay, he's very entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you say? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
All right. Are you gonna play Marathon when it comes out?
Marathon?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the that is.
Marathon. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Are you gonna play Marathon?
What's that?
Are you gonna play Marathon?
It is funny that inside the game, like I've done this before when you're playing like with friends and stuff. You're like, hey, did you guys try out the new Call of Duty or did you try out the new Battlefield? You know what I mean? But he's like interviewing people to see, hey, are you going to leave this extraction to go play the other extraction?
Is it a game?
Yeah, it's an extraction shooter.
What's Marathon?
What's Marathon?
Hold on, I got to put the captions on because sometimes you can't hear them.
It's Bungie's game. Bungie's game. You know Bungie?
Bungie's game.
Yeah, do you know Bungie?
Halo.
Yes, the guys who made Halo, yes.
she killed herself.
Are you gonna play Marathon?
Who the fuck is that?
The game by Bungie.
What's your question, bro?
Are you gonna play Marathon?
Sorry?
The game Marathon. Are you gonna play it when it releases?
Nah, bro.
Do you know what it is?
Nah, bro.
Now, obviously, this is a small taste of what it is, but you got to imagine the people that are playing this game are like, "What the fuck is what the fuck is Marathon?" First off, and why would I leave this game when I'm having so much fun in this game to go play that game? Why do I want to go see if I'm going to have fun in that game when I can have fun in this game?
It actually got to the point where people thought I was paid by Bungie to advertise the game.
I can see that happening. Right? People thought he was paid by Bungie to talk about Bungie. This is next level marketing, and I see this happening.
In Arc Raiders.
Are you like hiding and going here and trying to sell the game?
No. Well, I thought it'd be a funny video because I just announced the release date today, so I thought it'd be funny to like see if people in Arc Raiders want to play it or not. I interviewed people in friendly PvE lobbies and also interviewed people in PvP lobbies, thinking there could be a difference in people hearing about Marathon or not. But not everyone in the PvP lobbies were forthcoming with information.
Get up.
They're right here. Look there.
Yeah.
You little shit. I got him. Thank you for bringing me the loot. You gonna play Marathon?
What's up, mate?
You gonna play Marathon?
What's that? I can't hear you. Sounds like you're gonna in your mouth.
It sounds like you're going to in your mouth. You have shit in your mouth.
Sounds like you're dead, you fuckhead! For the couple of players who had heard of Marathon, they had also heard about the bad press with the alpha and needed more convincing before purchasing.
Down Raider, over here.
I'm not good enough to kill you. You killed my teammate, but not me.
Hold on. If you answer me a question, I'll defib you and you can be on your way.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Are you gonna play Marathon when it comes out?
Fuck no.
No? How come?
Does anyone even care about Marathon anymore?
I don't know, I'm asking you, mate.
That's what we're trying to find out.
Well,
We
you gonna
don't.
play it? What do you think?
Fuck no.
Shut up, Sassy. I'm actually a little bit excited for it. Like, I didn't like the beta, but I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny had its moments. If there's an open beta, I might try it, but I can't think I'll pay $60 for it.
Well, it's $40, but still.
Okay, so you try the open beta.
It might be 60 where he's from, to be fair.
Then.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get you up, mate, and maybe just go in the opposite direction and have a good raid.
Thank you very much. Much obliged.
To be honest, I started to feel sorry for the billion-dollar company.
Right? Like, imagine this, though, right? I mean, obviously, we know what Bungie is. We know what Marathon is. We cover the stories and stuff like that. But the average person doesn't know what Bungie is or what Marathon is or where their next game is coming from. And they don't hate Bungie. They don't love Bungie. They just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, right? They probably just got into Arc Raiders for the first time, and this might be their first playthrough of an Extraction, and this is it.
And the truth is, I don't want Marathon to fail. I've said that many times before. So I thought I would do a little bit of advertising for the game, just a little bit.
I've got a grenade, I can't push.
One.
Got the second.
We can team up if you answer me this question.
Oh, okay, let's go.
You gonna play Marathon?
Nobody's answering.
Marathon.
Okay.
Enjoy the stitcher, brother.
Before I get to my analysis of the crossover between Arc Raider players and Marathon players, let's talk about the interview results. I think these little interviews really reminded me how many gamers are not perpetually online like I am, and won't know what games are releasing until the game actually releases and news spreads via...
Right. Once the game spreads, it comes out, people are like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But that's the point I'm talking about, right? The point I'm talking about is I'm playing a game that I'm having a lot of fun in, right? The average gamer buys 2 to 3 games a year. Why am I leaving this game to go play the next game, right? When I'm playing Extraction, this is an Extraction. Besides the visuals, like you're like, why would I go leave this game for that game? And this is a thing, right? This is why the most people play COD, Fortnite, Roadblocks, Minecraft, right? Because they don't want to leave those games because they're fucking having a good time in those games. And they're like, well, I don't have $40, $60, whatever to spend on that next game. Why would I leave this game to go play that game?
Word of mouth and their friends and people they might know that might play the game. Kind of an eye-opener when it comes to the importance of marketing. Bungie's pretty good at marketing. Another
thing we don't talk about, what he just kind of brought up, is that you play the games that your friends are playing. So if I have a core base, right? Now, me and Sarge, we play games on Wednesday nights, but we're usually off on our own, okay, for the rest of the week, okay? If we play a game together, right, if he says, hey, I'm thinking about getting Marathon, I'd be like, oh, okay. He might buy it first. He's not buying Marathon, by the way, but he might play Marathon and then say, hey, it's a really good game. All right, cool, right? And I'll be like, all right, I might pick it up, right? And then we might play it together. But if he doesn't have any interest in buying it or playing it, some people won't move, right? It's the same thing of when you bought your system, when you bought your PlayStation, you bought your Xbox, you bought your Nintendo. Who's buying what first? Oh, Tim bought PlayStation. All right, we're going PlayStation this console cycle, right? Oh, but someone went Xbox. Well, he's not going to play with them again unless it's crossplay, right? So it's a whole other thing on top of, right? Where are your friends playing? If your friends are going to get the game, then you might get the game. But then a lot of friends get burnt out and they're like, I don't really like this game. I bought it because I was playing with you and it's fucking stupid type of thing.
While this seems like a bad look for Marathon, nobody knowing about the game a month out, I think Arc Raiders has helped Marathon. Arc Raiders has opened the door for many.
I think that's fair. I think that people that didn't play an Extraction before, and because they're going for a wider net base, casual players, Arc Raiders might help other people. Oh, maybe Arc Raiders. I don't like what Arc Raiders looks like, maybe. And they're like, oh, I really like the sci-fi look of what Marathon is. They might go try it out.
People to be interested in extraction shooters. I actually asked every person 3 questions. Firstly, are they planning on playing Marathon? And secondly, if this is their first extraction shooter. And only a single person had played extraction shooters before. All right, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play Marathon when it comes out?
Marathon, what's that, bro?
It's Bungie's next game. Extraction shooter.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'll probably play.
Can you give it a shot? Is this your first extraction shooter or no?
Yeah, it's my first one.
Oh, okay. Are you liking it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. If you can just go a different way, maybe go back through assembly, you'd be on your way, mate.
Yeah, too easy.
Thanks for answering me questions. Have a good one.
He does sound like he's being paid by Bungie. What did he say?
So without doubt, Arc Raiders has introduced the genre to many gamers. The third question was why or why not they were going to play Marathon, but it became irrelevant for lots of people. The most negative aspect of these interviews was that people who had heard of Marathon were highly skeptical of the game and needed more convincing before making a purchase. Now for my...
Hence why they announced a beta, just like Arc Raiders, because they didn't know they have a player base. So like, well, let's put it out there, get that free sample, get people to get on board with it, right? And then try to capture those people.
Thoughts on whether Arc Raider players will even like or be interested in Marathon. I think the easiest way to think about this is dividing the player base into PvE, PvEVP, and PvP. It feels like a big portion of Arc Raiders are primarily PvE players.
I personally think, just like the expedition in Arc Raiders, majority of people wouldn't reset. Majority of people are not going to go with Marathon this time because they either played Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, got burnt by it, didn't like what Bungie did, and they're just done with Bungie. I'm not saying that they're done completely, but what I'm saying is they're like, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait to see what this is before I make that purchase, right? Now, obviously, yesterday, I said that, and I still believe it, that they do have their fan base, Bungie, right? And this is why I think they will hit 150,000 concurrent players on Steam, because I do believe there's people out there that no matter what Bungie does, they'll support it, right? But I think a lot more people got burnt by Bungie and are like, you know what? No, I'm good. You got me on Destiny or you got me on Destiny 2, but you're not going to get me on Marathon.
They like the loot, they like the world, they like the atmosphere, they like the arc, they like leveling and upgrading, but kind of steer away from PvP. There are PvEVP players, who I am, who really like the middle ground. They like to socialize and team up, but also don't mind PvPing. This is me. I love meeting people. I love getting vengeance on that villain that's shooting other people. And every now and then, I might do a little bit of trolling. I love the social tension of the game. The best games for me are the ones that I meet a couple people, I shoot a couple people, I take out some arc and extract. And then there are the PvPers who just want to PvP and shoot on sight and almost never talk, the most boring people in the face of the planet.
You know what I want to see?
That being said,
I'll look in
I
a
do
second.
like playing like this when I'm in teams and I'm playing in Stella Montis and I don't feel like yapping. Overall, I think Marathon will be skewed towards PvP players.
Yeah.
I don't think Marathon will be anywhere near as social as Arc Raiders is, mainly because it's a first-person shooter, and I think this changes people's mindset. The alpha also didn't really require any teamwork to take out enemies, but I know they've increased the difficulty of the AI, so maybe in solos, maybe people will start working together a little bit more if the AI is really tough. And of course, they did add proximity chat after it not being in the game. The main social aspect that Bungie is...
I think what you're saying, Feels, is exactly why it won't be as popular, obviously. It's just as simple. If you're competitive, you might like Marathon. But if you're a casual looking for a good time, banter and random, you're better off in Arc Raiders. I think the competitive people are always looking for the next great thing, right? But when you have a game that's a niche market of just PvP, and again, Marathon's going for casuals. They're not going for the hardcore. But if the hardcore come in and that's what they like, and they take over that, you know, sort of like dibs on a chair or riding shotgun, you know what I mean? Like, if they force it to be a more competitive place and that's the way it gets established, well, that's where they'll go, right? That's what'll be, it'll be swayed that way. But Bungie wants to be casual. They're trying to get the biggest net possible. So I don't know if it's going to be hardcore, you know, sweats, or if it's going to be like Arc Raiders, just sci-fi, well, more sci-fi.
Pushing for Marathon is that of Rook, which is their free kit. They have advertised multiple times now this like social morality around letting Rook players live or not. So Rook could provide some nice social interaction. Going back
Rook is a free loadout.
to the different types of Ark players, I think Marathon will appeal to the PvP players. Even myself, I think Ark is fantastic PvP for a third-person shooter. I still prefer first-person for PvP. I think the PvE Ark players are going to have a very, very little interest.
I mean, I can agree with that. Feels good says, I feel like Marathon was intended to be competitive, but since Arc Raiders, Bungie added proximity chat and Rook, which I think they went back to they went back in and did add stuff to compete with Arc Raiders, and you might be 100%. You might be 100% right. It might have been competitive, but Arc Raiders was supposed to be a PvE game, and they switched to PvP VE. So maybe they went from PvP hard up, and then they brought in PvE, did the opposite. Aku says, I'm interested in D3. They did, wait, I'm interested in D3. What they did to Lono made me stop playing D2 a ton. $5 super chat. Appreciate it. I stopped playing it not because of what happened to Lono. I stopped playing it personally. I stopped playing it because of I was just tired of their shit. I was just done. I was just done with their shit. We got a sunset. We got to do this. I was just done with it. Thanks for the $5. I think you're seriously overestimating how badly it's going to flop. Who? Me? Feels good says it's to make it more casual. Yeah, probably, and I agree. I mean, they are been doing the game for 6 to 7 years. Sony needs a win. They need to open it up to more of a casual base, so it makes sense.
In Marathon. Unless Bungie has more puzzles or activities that require communication between players, if Bungie can leverage its
Didn't they already say something like that? They said that they were going to put some puzzles and stuff in the game. Like you had to figure it out.
Experience with making raids and dungeons and give some sort of teamwork experience, then I think we could see this being more appealing to PvE players. But personally, I've not seen that yet. And lastly, what about the PvEVP? People right in the middle like me. Well, I need that social tension. If everyone shoots you on sight, you actually lose the middle ground of players too. You need someone who says, hi, let's work together. And you need some people who just shoot you straight away. That, for me, is what the magic is around extraction shooters. PvP is optional, but it's not absent. My prediction is this. I'm likely going to play Marathon for just PvP for a more difficult extraction game. I'm going to play Arc Raiders for more epic
I mean, he's agreeing with you, Feels, right? He's saying exactly what you're saying. He's going there to play PvP, and he's coming over here to play more casual.
PvE social experiences. My hope is that Marathon can inject more opportunities for social interaction and more reasons for players to talk before shooting. But what do you think? A like and a comment would be greatly appreciated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Peace.
So that's interesting, right? I think it is interesting. It's funny that he's asking people that are playing the game, hey, are you going to play Marathon? They're like, what? What's Marathon? I don't know. What is this Marathon you speak of? I don't know this Marathon. I think Marathon is going to, we talked about it yesterday. I'm not going to beat like a dead horse, but I think it's going to be fine. Right? But I don't think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine for the public, but not fine for Sony. Okay, it's going to be good for the public. People are going to talk about it, but it's not going to be enough for Sony. But I do believe it'll hit 150,000 concurrent on Steam, but we'll see. We'll see. Just Enough says they're forcing the voice comms thing. Well, they're chasing trends, right? Because it works for this, so they're saying, oh, it could work for our game. But the problem is, if you start becoming too much like the other game, then you don't stick out, which even makes more sense of why am I going to leave Arc Raiders to move over to Marathon? I said that yesterday, Travis. I said 14 days later, Crimson Desert comes out, and a lot of people are going to play that game. That's the Hogwarts legacy of this year. That's That is the big game this year, right? Crimson Desert's the big game this year. Waterbear says Marathon will last long enough for people to say Bungie's back, only for Bungie to shaft its fans in the end once again. Maybe. Not this guy, though. Feels Good says, I still don't believe that Crimson Desert is real. Well, they've shown a lot of gameplay, and they're closing on the date. So it'll be very hard to say that it's not real at this point from everything they've shown from it. All right. Let's go to the next video. It's Thursday. It's the end of the week. On tonight's show, GXG, Sarge will not be joining us. He has no voice. So stepping in for him is the real-life fake wizard. He'll be joining me tonight as a fill-in for Sarge. So that'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so we're going to watch this video, and then we're going to watch the Master of the Universe trailer, and then we're going to watch the Darth Maul trailer. And then it'll be time for the Xbox showcase. All right, here we go.
You almost got me, bud. No.
The massive success of Arc Raiders has shown without a doubt what players want from games. And more importantly, it's completely embarrassing the AAA game industry that players are fed up with. And that's because it's focused on one simple thing that the game industry has stopped prioritizing. Arc Raiders is just fun. At its core, it's an extraction
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Water. Hey, you didn't miss much.
shooter. You spawn into a map.
And just enough. Thank you very much for the continued support. Appreciate you. How come it doesn't say how many months? That's weird. 'Cause you're not new.
You loot, you fight robots, and if things go bad, you lose everything. But the mechanic that changes everything is that the other players can either help you, ignore you, or just hunt you down,
This video, by the way, is called Arc Raiders Exposed, the gaming industry, and here's why.
light you up, and steal your gear. And that uncertainty creates constant tension. It's fun because it keeps dropping you into these small, high-stakes moments over and over again.
I have no ammo though. Thank you.
You can play as a good Samaritan or as a complete monster.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I had that same gold chain.
Either way, everybody who plays it says the same thing. Just one more game.
One more game, one more game, one more game, one more game.
But to really understand why Arc Raiders hits so well, we have to go back and explore a concept from a much earlier time in gaming. No, that's too far.
It's going back a little too far. Oh, is he going to compare Halo multiplayer for social aspect?
Back in the day, Halo was the game. The original Combat Evolved defined the shooter game on consoles, and Halo 2 brought it all online. And there was really nothing
Well, yeah, this and SOCOM, yeah.
like it. As a millennial, it's difficult to explain to younger people just how big of a deal Halo was. Being able to get onto Xbox Live and just light up random people, voice chat with people around the world, make new friends, and actually genuinely socialize.
I wouldn't really call it socializing.
And talk the most abhorrent, disgusting trash talk imaginable was like discovering fire.
Hey, you're just mad because I'll be able to do something with my fucking guitar in hands that you'll never be able to achieve in your entire life, kid. So yeah, you're gay.
The guy left a message on his Xbox to talk shit to somebody. Classic.
Now, I can make a whole video about Halo, but there's one concept I want to talk about, and I remember learning about it while watching the Making of Halo 2 documentary. This documentary was on a bonus DVD in the Halo 2 Collector's Edition, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I've probably watched this documentary 50 or 60 times over the last 20 years.
Chad, did you ever watch this documentary? It is a very good documentary. I didn't watch it as much time as he did, but it's a very good documentary.
doc is one of the most motivating things to watch when you're trying to be inspired or be productive. Because it's just about this small studio of dudes grinding to finish making Halo.
The key thing that I've noticed from all these companies is when they were a small studio and they did wonderful things, right? This is when people liked Bungie. But then they keep growing. Then they have to answer to more people. Then they have to lose their identity, what they are. Then they have to answer to bigger people and answer to investors and stuff like that. They were just guys that wanted to make a video game. That's it. Right? Look at Hello Games. Right? Look at Clear Obscure. Small teams.
2, one of the best games ever made. But this right here is the concept.
Dude, look at that monitor.
Finish making Halo 2.
Look at that.
One of the best games ever
Look at that monitor.
made. But this right here is the concept I'm talking about.
In Halo 1, there was maybe 30 seconds of fun that happened over and over and over and over again. So if you can get 30 seconds of fun, you can pretty much stretch that out to be an entire game. And so
I love that. If you can get 30 seconds of fun, that's an entire game. You can get that to an entire game.
So you can have all the great graphics and all the different characters and lots of different weapons with amazing effects, but if you don't nail that 30 seconds, you're not going to have a great game.
This idea, 30 seconds of fun, was the core principle that developers stuck to in the era to come. And it didn't just give us Halo, it gave us an entire golden age of online games. For me, that era looked like Halo 2 and 3, ODST and Reach, but also the early Call of Duty games. Call of Duty 4 absolutely nails the 30 seconds of fun. At its core, it's still a run and gun game, but it introduces kill streaks, which was a totally new mechanic at the time, and another way to build tension and payoff into every short encounter.
God, I remember that map. It's amazing how far we've come. And yet, how far we've come. How far we've come, and also how far we've come.
Then you had modes like Nazi Zombies and co-op games like Left 4 Dead. Nail the moment-to-moment gameplay and build a loop that players want to stay inside. This era is also where downloadable content comes in, and this part really matters, because during this era, DLC was actually great. It didn't
This is the best time. DLC for Battlefield, for Call of Duty, for any game back then, just having DLC, right? DLC, they sold it, you bought it, it was complete, it was just added to your game.
Exist to fix broken or unfinished games.
Right.
It existed to extend games that were already
Yes.
great. You had full story and multiplayer expansions for GTA 4. The original Red Dead Redemption got
one of the greatest expansions of a video game ever. Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare, Halo map packs, new Call of Duty Zombies map packs, the story DLC across the Mass Effect trilogy. All of this stuff was reasonably priced and pretty much guaranteed you an awesome week of gaming. When a map pack dropped, it would rally all your friends to get back into a game that you all already loved. And this is why
Yeah, the game was good, and you're just adding to the game. You're adding more stuff to the already good game. Now you're broke, buggy, unfinished game, and you're waiting them to finish that game. And they're like, oh, we're going to add this other thing to add more stuff to the game, even though that's the stuff they removed from the game.
personally consider that era to be the true golden age of online gaming. Developers' #1 priority was still that 30 seconds of fun, and it resulted in hit after hit. Online gaming platforms and infrastructure finally existed. Budgets were bigger, but they weren't bloated and out of control. So games didn't have to pull $100 million in microtransactions just to survive. And we got DLC that wasn't...
Right, that's what irritates me the most. Right? Not only do they sell the game for a higher price, but they also sell microtransactions for an exorbitant amount of price.
Financially predatory.
I need to service our officially down. So it's just our populations grow. I think this is it, boys. I don't think it is. Come on. Stand on a solid maybe last.
Arc Raiders feels like it was made during that era. More advanced, technically, obviously.
It's actually a good point. It does. Arc Raiders, as of right now, 3 months in, it does feel like it's a game out of that era.
But it feels like it was made with the developer integrity from that era that we took for granted. And there was actually another game that started out in a similar way. In early 2017, a small development team with a reasonably small budget released a game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds into early access.
I played this a shit ton with Brainchild.
Its premise was also kind of simple. 100 players drop into a massive map, you scavenge for weapons and gear, a shrinking play area, forced confrontation, and when you died, you were out. Last man standing wins. High stakes, high intensity, 30 seconds of fun, over and over.
Brendan Green, creator, producer, designer of the massively successful most played game on Steam.
Yes.
25 million copies sold approximately, right?
Oh yeah, 25.
Concurrent players.
He's like, no, not approximately. Yeah, 25. He's like, I'm a millionaire.
In the millions. I've never seen anything. It just smashed.
We're going to hit, I think, 3 million concurrents today.
PUBG would go on to make $17 billion worldwide. Now, by this point, the industry had already started with a lot of predatory monetization tactics. But PUBG's reasonable $30 price tag and lack of aggressive monetization loops showed everybody that a game could be very successful without them. And that's where Fortnite comes in. Developed by Epic Games,
Kyle says, according to Saracana, COD Black Ops 7 was the 5th best-selling game this year in the U.S., the lowest-performing COD since 2008. I mean, can't win the Super Bowl every year, right? They won 12 of the 15 years.
Much larger, well-capitalized studio with decades of experience and a live service-capable infrastructure already in place. Fortnite originally launched in mid-2017 as a paid PvE co-op survival game called Save the World, but it didn't take off. When PUBG exploded, Epic recognized the opportunity almost immediately. Within months, Epic repurposed Fortnite's existing systems, built a 100-player battle royale mode, and released it free-to-play.
Man, where this game has come from 2017 to today, holy Christ.
In September 2017, and people loved it. Early Fortnite was good. It took PUBG's core loop, drop, loot, survive, and made it more accessible and less punishing. It ran better, it was available on consoles, it had a stylized art direction that appealed to a broader audience, and most importantly, it worked. By early 2018, Fortnite surpassed PUBG in active players, hit over 3 million concurrent players, became the most watched game on Twitch, and generated billions of dollars per year. And Fortnite proved something PUBG never tried to prove. That it could be wrapped in a
Yeah, PUBG just made a game. Made a game and sold a game.
live service business model at massive scale. Battle passes, cosmetics, seasonal content, limited time rewards. This was the pivot. It showed the rest of the AAA industry how to take a proven loop, layer monetization on top of it, and turn a single title into a perpetual revenue machine. Now, to be clear, Fortnite's not responsible for everything that followed, but it is the moment.
But it's pretty close to blame it all.
Where this blueprint became infectious. And this ultimately led to the disaster.
Everybody wants to blame the horse armor, but that was the first thing. But what Fortnite's doing now, and everyone's following what they're doing, is just getting worse and worse.
That is the present day AAA gaming industry. So I'll admit, I haven't been a huge gamer in recent years. I'll pick stuff up to play casually here and there, but until I started researching for this video, I hadn't realized just how bad it's gotten. Seriously, as somebody who used to play the Modern Warfare and Black Ops games, can somebody tell me what the f is even Call of Duty now? Cartoon character skins, giant robots, machetes falling out of the sky, Nicki Minaj. It's like
yeah, I've never thought about that. Right? If you're a person that was playing video games, he just said he hasn't played in a couple years. Like if you were in high school, right, and you stopped playing for 4 years, right? You were in high school, Fortnite was at its pinnacle like 2018, 2019. You stopped playing games in 2019, and you come back in 2024, 2025, and you're like, the fuck is going on here? Like, what am I looking at? Why is Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty? Why is Cheech and Chong and Beavis and Butthead, like, you're completely lost. You're like, this is not the Call of Duty I used to play.
Like every game has that weird, colorful, Fortnite-ified slop feel to it. AAA developers aren't building finished products anymore. They're building retention monetization machines. The goal is to keep players logged in and progressing, and to keep them exposed to as much monetization for as long as possible. Live service design forced into genres that don't support it, battle passes layered onto full-priced games, artificial grind tuned around XP boosts and paid skips, loot boxes, daily and weekly challenges designed to create obligation, limited time cosmetics engineered entirely around FOMO, with studios openly designing monetization systems around dopamine reward loops, psychological conditioning, habit formation, and fear of missing out. And on top of all that stuff, the base price of video games is quickly climbing. Nintendo is already
70,
charging 80
$80,
bucks for Mario
$100.
Kart and other Switch 2 titles. And internally, the conversation has already moved past if games will cost $100 and on to who will be the first one to do it. Former Call of Duty creative leadership has openly stated that $100.
Yeah, isn't it funny how the people that are making the games are telling you that, oh yeah, it's going to be $100. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Right? Because let's say you had 1 million people buy your game at the $60, and then you raised it to 70, you had 700,000 people buy your $70 game. Then you raise it to 80, and you might have 500,000 people that buy your $80 game, but they're making $20 extra. So they don't really put a $100 video game, and it goes down to, I don't know, 100,000 people that buy your video game.
Price point is inevitable because AAA economics are reaching a breaking point, that this price increase is needed because of the cost of AAA games.
No.
So basically the industry is telling us that games need budgets of $200 or $300 million. Games need to cost $100.
They did this. We didn't do this. They did this. They made the games that cost Beyond Good and Evil. Do you believe that Beyond Good and Evil 3, will ever make its money back? It's going to be really hard for that game, 17 years, to make its money back. It's going to be $1 billion. Grand Theft Auto could do it, right? But can Beyond Good and Evil do it? I don't know.
At retail, and they need to have multiple huge layers of monetization placed on top of that price. But that's all bullshit, because this is where Arc Raiders drop kicks these goobers with a reality check.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually been playing Arc Raiders, and it's the first online game I've played in a long time, probably since PUBG.
Oh, is it Beyond Good and Evil 2? Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. We did skip 2. We went straight to 3.
It genuinely brought me back to that old Xbox Live feeling. It's funny too, playing this now that I'm older, I actually enjoy cooperating and helping random people out on their raids.
You guys are both gonna extract and you're gonna be nice people, okay? You're gonna be nice people and you're gonna behave.
But if this game...
Was the guy's name Mr. Dick?
Nice people.
Mr. Dink, okay.
You're gonna be nice people and you're gonna behave.
But if this game existed during my younger Modern Warfare 2 lobby days, I would have played this game like an absolute psychopath.
Well.
Well, the guy comes shoots him in the face. Well.
But that's kind of what makes it so great.
That's great.
That unpredictability, not knowing who you're going to stumble into, it's perfect. And it's interesting too, because you can actually pinpoint the exact moment where Embark Studios figured out exactly what their 30 seconds of fun needed to be. Early in development, it was conceived as a purely PvE co-op experience. Players versus the machines working together to scavenge and survive. But through their internal playtesting, Embark ran into a hard truth. PvE on its own wasn't enough. It just wasn't fun. That moment-to-moment tension wasn't there, so the team made a critical design decision.
I said, listen, I think that we need this to be a PvP game to some extent.
They introduced
to some extent
PvP, not as a primary focus, but as a pressure layer. There was a constant chaos that was totally unique every time you played.
But if you think about what happens when you play against other humans, you just realize that finite distance gets closer to infinite, because now you have all the permutations of human behavior in the session.
That combination, PvE-VP, is where Arc Raiders 30 Seconds of Fun finally clicked. And just to tie it back to Halo, the original Halo almost shipped without System Link, which allowed people to connect.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Halo did not have where you could connect the boxes together. Imagine the void that would be left in our hearts, right? Because we didn't have the internet like we have today back then. Okay. So linking the systems and having LAN parties was king.
Multiple Xboxes for 16-player matches. The idea being that nobody back then would bother doing that. But because Bungie knew just how fun those 16-player matches were, they figured out a way to package it in, and it revolutionized the genre. These decisions happen when developers care about players having fun. And it shows just how far the AAA industry has drifted from that basic principle. Arc Raiders works not because it reinvented gaming, but because it stripped away everything that wasn't necessary. And in doing that, it quietly invalidates a decade of excuses from AAA publishers. And it makes sense. The game wasn't made by outsiders who didn't understand the AAA system. Embark Studios was founded by veteran developers who came directly...
Waterford says, Beyond Good and Evil 3 will be the first AAA title. Yeah.
out of the AAA pipeline, many of them from DICE, the studio behind Battlefield. They've seen firsthand how modern AAA games are made. They understand how the machine operates because they were part of it. And what Arc Raiders represents is a conscious decision to step outside of that machine. One of the biggest lies that the AAA industry tells players is that this model is unavoidable, that these massive budgets, $200, $300, $400 million,
they just have to be. They have to be $300, $400 million. We just can't. We can't do anything.
Is just the cost of making modern games. But Arc Raiders and other AA and even indie game studios shows just how backwards that really is. At that scale, the game has to extract as much money as possible from the player base just to break even. Fun takes a back seat to the monetization machine. It's why you see so many games nowadays that look massive in scope at first glance. Games that technically have everything, but are shallow and forgettable. They just layer on a bunch of crap that doesn't matter in order to justify the scale. The reality is most games would be...
He basically just named all Ubisoft games without calling Ubisoft out.
Far better and more affordable if they just honed into what works and cut out all the fluff. Arc Raiders knows exactly what it is. It's an awesome PvE...
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. I don't think Arc Raiders knows what it actually is. I think Arc Raiders put the best thing that they thought could be out, and the community has shaped it, right? Because obviously they wanted a PvE game, but then they shipped it with a PvP mindset to it, and then the player base basically wants it to be a PvE. More people want it to be PvE than PvP. They know this, hence why they switched the aggression-based matchmaking so you can go into the games that you want to go because the widest casted net. They still don't know what they want to do with expeditions. They still don't know what they want to do with other things. So they're trying to, yes, they know what they wanted to do, but now it's changed. And they still want to monetize, and they're still trying to figure out ways to monetize. They're still trying to make people reset to get certain things. So I don't think they know what they want just exactly yet for what this game is.
EVP extraction shooter with its own captivating universe. It's not trying to be anything more. It's not bloated. During the Golden Age, studios could take risks because budgets were big enough.
They can still take risks. They just choose not to
make cool stuff, but they were small enough so that publishers allowed them to take risks. They kind of used the shotgun approach. They didn't put all their eggs in one basket,
yeah, it's a casted,
so they could afford to
bigger
try
net.
new things.
Same example.
And take creative risks. That's why you ended up with Halo 3, BioShock, Mass Effect, Portal, Call of Duty 4, Uncharted, Super Mario Galaxy, and The Witcher in a single year.
PvP sucks in what game, Crowded? Arc?
Today, studios operate under a sniper approach. Pick one historically successful IP, spend $400 pumping it full of every
$400? You mean $400 million?
Half-baked mechanic possible, market it to everyone in the safest, least risky way imaginable.
You're alone. I play with you. No hope of survival.
Metro Prime 4 Beyond the Millennial Redditor.
But you're also not sitting next to Phil anymore in the cubicle, so...
What is this?
then layer on every form of monetization that you can justify. At the same time, these AAA publishers will cite these insane budgets as the reason why the cost of games has to go up, that $100 games are inevitable. And yet, Arc Raiders is $40, and its monetization is very light. It's cosmetic only, there's no pay-to-win mechanics.
SOCOM was great, that was third person. Star Wars Battlefront, you could be first or third person, that was great. Division was great.
No purchasable power, and no gameplay advantages tied to spending. Progression systems, gear, augments, and core gameplay tools are earned through play. Arc Raiders uses Raider decks, functionally similar to Battle Passes, but with key differences. The 2 Raider decks released so far have been entirely free. Paid Raider decks, when introduced,
Rivals,
will be cosmetic only, and no gameplay items, power boosts, or progression advantages are locked behind payment. Embark is also...
I never understood when people say that that third-person PvP games are bad. Is that because you can see around corners? I mean, everyone can see around corners then.
Also been unusually generous for a game studio with their in-game currency. And finally, they don't prey on FOMO. Raider decks do not expire, progress is not reset seasonally, and currency isn't wiped. Arc Raiders respects its audience.
Yet. We'll see what happens with this game, 6 months, 8 months from now.
And their wallets, and it's massively successful because of it. And that's probably the part that's hardest for the AAA industry to admit. It just focused on going back to 30 seconds of fun. Arc Raiders isn't just a great game. It's also a sign of what's possible for the future of gaming. Because while AAA is collapsing under its own weight, we're watching smaller studios, AA and indie teams, rise up with smart, disciplined projects that prioritize gameplay, respect players, and succeed without billion-dollar bloat. Indie and AA games now account for 48% of all...
Nearly half of 2025's top Steam released have been from AA or indie studios. There you go.
All full game revenue on Steam, up from just 25% in 2018. But there is one risk, because just like they did with Battle Royale, and just like they did with hero shooters, the AAA industry will try to make a blueprint for Arc Raiders. They're already watching, already calculating, trying to figure out how to twist this into a retention-first money printer. Because the last thing that they...
Well, they're still doing that, right? That's what the Expedition's for. They're trying to... It's just sold a different way, so...
Figure out how to twist this into a retention-first money...
Retention is the Expedition. The retention is the trials that they've put in, right? So, again, Arc Raiders is not shielded from everything that all their companies are doing. They're just packaging it differently, right? They're doing it in a completely different way to make you feel different about it, but they're still doing the exact same things all the other ones came before them.
Printer, because the last thing that they want to admit is that you can win just by making a fun game. But if you liked this video...
But that's the thing. It's okay if you do all these other things, as long as your game is fun. Most of these games that come out, they're not fun. They're fun for the first hour or two, and then they become jobs, right? You understand what I'm saying? It's like a checklist, and this, and there's wide open maps, and all these other things. They do it to keep retention inside their game. Arc Raiders is no different. Arc Raiders is doing retention, the slow progression. If you don't think the retention of trying to keep players there is to slow you down, hence why the PvP is there. They know if PvE was the only thing in the game, you would wipe through the game super fast. Hence why they put the trials in there. Hence why they did other things in there. Hence why they put the bosses in there, right? But the PvP, adding just the PvP to Arc Raiders slows down people so much, because otherwise I would get all the missions done super fast, but the majority of the population can't, because the blood cells of the PvPers inside the game are coming in to stop you from doing that, right? Same thing with Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves, you could get and be the richest person in the world if there was nobody else trying to kill you, because you could just play the game, collect the gold, bring it back, drop it off, become a millionaire. But there's other people going, I want what you have. And that makes the game longer. So something that would take you an hour to do now takes you minimum an hour, which could take you 10 hours, which could take you 15 hours, right? It could take you 30 minutes. Whatever it is, it's being manipulated by the things they put in the game. So Arc Raiders, because everyone loves it, says, it's the perfect game. It's fun, but they're doing exactly the same things as all the other games.
Make sure to check out this video, which I think you'll really like. And
All right.
let me know in the comments.
So there you go. Links in the description down below. I believe I have his link in the description down below. Let me make sure I do. I might not have put him in there. I didn't. There we go. Let me add him. This is, I don't know if we'll have time for this. This one is Kyle.
Comment section what I should cover next.
This is Kyle. There you go. All right, so links in the description down below. All right, let's get to the movie trailers. Okay, let's get to the movie trailers. I got to find the... Which one do you want me to watch first? You want me to watch the Star Wars Darth Maul one? Or am I watching... what's it called? Darth Maul trailer? Is it the teaser trailer? First trailer. First trailer. Okay. Wait a minute. That's from like a month ago. 22 hours ago, official teaser. Teaser. Is it a teaser or actual trailer? Or is that one not out yet? And the other one's what? Masters of the Universe? Official trailer. All right. So let me preempt this. I have not seen this. We'll watch the Masters of the Universe one. We have not seen this. This, if you're watching live, you're going to get my first reactions to it. If you're not watching it live and you watch this after the fact, this part of the stream will get cut off because they're gonna knock me off because of watching this. All right, but I haven't watched this. This is the Master of the Universe. The teaser trailer is coming out today. Okay, so let's watch Masters of the Universe. This is my first initial reactions. I loved He-Man when I was a kid, man. My mom threw away all my, or not threw away, she gave away all my He-Man figures to a to a kid that needed them. I didn't need them. Okay, but I've always been upset about that, right? But it is what it is. So here's Masters of the Universe. Let's see. Are they going to bring the cosmic key in again? All right. So here we go. Masters of the Universe, only in theaters June 5th, and then 17 days later it'll be on Amazon Prime.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories.
Can I just say off the bat, why does it look so shitty already with the CGI? It looks so... I don't like it already. I haven't even seen anything. I saw a bird fly... And now, Castle of Grayskull.
King tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
It looks... All right, I'll stop. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to watch it.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's... place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword. You protect them.
You got nothing, bro. What are we talking about? This looks awful. This looks awful. It's probably the only thing they got right. Oh my God. That looks awful. You know what? I'm going to look it up right now for you. This is 1,000 times worse. Let's see. Now these are all. I'm trying to find the one that was made by AI. This one right here. This one right here was made by AI from 1 month ago. Okay. From 1 month ago. Now this is AI. Okay. Why does the AI look better than the actual movie trailer we just watched?
It is time, Beast Man. Look up there.
This is like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, and I would love to watch this instead. It completely changed her face.
It's time.
Hold on.
Well, look who decided to show up. I'm gonna tear you apart, He-Man. You're not getting past.
Why does the AI look better? Why does he look better?
Ask me, Furface. I'll show you who the real Furface is.
It's like the toy came to life.
GaaS Mountain.
He is the keeper of the comets. Find him quickly.
Right? There's that one, right? Then let me try to find the ones that did the shorts. Right? This is remember this I showed you a couple of months ago? This was made by AI as well, right? This is made by AI. Why does this look 1,000 times better? And again, this is made by AI. Tell me again why I don't want AI taking over. I'm baffled. I'm completely baffled. What a terrible trailer. What a terrible trailer. We should have trained with me. I would have bulked him up. Dude looks like he weighs 185. I weigh 200. Look how sad this looks. Let me get back to the part where he turned to He-Man. Look at this. This is awful. Bro does not look like He-Man. Dude looks like it's in a porn movie. He is nowhere near the size of what He-Man should be. He has the power to not go to the gym. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? With all the technology that we have and all the people, like, at least Chris Hemsworth worked out to be Thor. At least the sword fight's better than Star Wars. For fuck's sake. That's probably the coolest right there. Skeletor probably looks the coolest, but I mean, just look how sad that looks. That's not He-Man. That's He-Boy. He-Boy. What are we doing, Hollywood? Is this gonna be the movie that everyone like, well, this is He-Man when he was a human for the longest time and he didn't work out, and now he's like, this is young He-Man and he didn't work out and he wasn't big. He'll grow into it. Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is upsetting. This is upsetting. That's him 30. That's boy man. Yeah, him man. Yeah, him man. Jesus Christ. I'm kind of upset we watched that now. What a Well, I'll watch it when it comes to Amazon Prime. That was awful. Oh, Alan Richton, whatever. Yeah, the guy who played in Reacher. If then He-Man has made it to the 1980s, would be a better movie than this bullshit. Yeah, it looks terrible. Water says, I got jealous of Chris when I seen him. Yeah, he worked out, man. Like, let's look at Chris Hemsworth, right? Let's look at a picture of him. Where's the scene? Even in Ragnarok, not Ragnarok. What was the Love and Blunder? I'm trying to find a picture of him. Like, you need to look like this. No. Come on. Well, here. Look at how ripped and big he is there. That's the minimum size He-Man should be. Like, look at him. For God's sakes, man. They got like a man-child to play He-Man. Chris Pratt also got jacked up. Oh, yeah. I don't care what they take. Amazon Prime, I will. I'll be waiting for it to be on Jack Sparrow's sites. It's just mind-boggling. The He-Man AI films are better than the actual He-Man trailer we just watched. What a shame. What a shame. Might be the new Batman in DCU. They're saying, look, the writer that they got for the next Batman film, if he's not it, if they have, I don't know who they're going to cast for it, but if they don't have him and they have the girl that wrote Birds of Prey and Flash writing for the Batman, what is it, Batman the Bold, right? We're done. DC's done. He wants to be Batman so bad, and they better give him a good script. Brave and the Bold. Thank you. That's just, how can DC fuck up so many times is beyond me. Now He-Man, we haven't seen He-Man since the one in the late 80s. Brave and the Beautiful. Why is my thing, what's happening here? Okay. Oh God, what is this? Lego Mario Kart. Lego Grown Ups. So there you go. You get to build the... It looks pretty big. It looks pretty big. Well, it's an animated show, and fucking they ruined that as well. Let's see. You know what? We should go back. Let me go back to the trailer on YouTube. Let me go back to the trailer. Let's read the comment section, shall we? $600,000 views. Let's read some of these comments. Hope Skeletor says, until we meet again, and runs away. Amazon MGM had a creativity that they would have put in Battle Cat and 23 seconds in the logo. Everyone who has witnessed the beginning of Masters of the Universe in 1982, show some love. No, I was a kid born in 96. He-Man means so much to me. Bonding with my uncle because he has also a fan of the 80s. I remember also, because these people like it. Just a matter of time before Thundercats gets a live-action movie. I watched it as a kid. Now I'm watching it as a kid again. Yeah, it looks like people like it. The only John Irwin I would have witnessed, this is the rest in peace, old friend. You had the power. Man, people look like they really like it. 30,000 likes. 30,000 likes. I guess I'm in the minority. Let's see, actually. Let me go to the other site because I don't have the let's go to YouTube over here. And let's see, because I have like-dislike ratio over here. 30,000 likes and... Oh, it doesn't show. It doesn't show the dislikes? I thought it did. I thought I had the Chrome extension. I guess I don't. I thought I had... Yeah, it's not showing up. No, I can't see it. I'm sure other people will talk about it. 30,000. There you go. We'll see. Looks like people like it. Someone's like, please be good, please be good, please be good. They disabled the dislikes? Oh. Is that... Well, no, it should show all dislikes are disabled. All dislikes are disabled. Ron Slusher says, hear me out, bro. He-Man extraction shooter. Well, we are getting a He-Man side-scroller, which I'm excited about. It does look really good. I don't know about the extraction. IGN's got... For some reason, a lot of the things are not popping up. Nope, it won't show what people are saying. The 2-episode premiere of Star Wars Maul: Shadows of Lore streams April 6th only on Disney Plus. Is this the
It truly.
This came out 18 minutes ago.
Times have changed. I will show you the galaxy for what it truly is. See things from a new perspective.
Is this what our future holds? Always running.
Same Clone Wars type of style.
I invite you to look more closely.
What are we dealing with?
Good question. And I offer you an opportunity.
Maul.
We have all been made to suffer. We survive, but do not live. The Emperor wants you dead. Chains can be broken.
Hang on!
And empires can be shattered.
It's only 2 episodes. That's a weird. That looks good. That looks good. I like the Clone Wars stuff. I like the Bad Batch stuff. So I'll probably watch that. Jeff Keighley, just 4 days until the launch of Play High Guard on Monday on Steam and console. The only person advertising for High Guard has been the Game Awards and Jeff Keighley. It is so odd. It's so strange. I don't get it. 2-episode premiere. Okay, gotcha. It doesn't make sense. Why are they not talking about their game? Like, it doesn't make any sense. People on Twitter seem like they like. Apparently, I don't know about He-Man. Holy shit! Yeah, looks pretty generic. Necessarily a bad thing. Probably will end up like G.I. Joe. That's a good lookout. Crowd says, Mike, it's so crazy. It just might work. I guess. It makes no sense while the only person promoting your game is the person that you had at the award show. Everybody else is quiet. Like this person says, God damn, they cooked. I agree with the Skeletor. But you can't tell me they cooked him. He looks undercooked. He does not look like He-Man. From the neck down. He does not look like He-Man from the neck down. Maybe the acting's phenomenal. Who knows? Maybe the acting will be phenomenal. Skeletor looks fantastic. I like Skeletor. But how come Skeletor looks more ripped than He-Man? Where's Trapjaw? They'll probably be in the second trailer. Time is it 12:30? What time does the thing start? It starts at 1 o'clock. I'm looking on Twitter right now just to see if there's anything. Crimson Desert goes gold 2 months before release. I mean, it's got to be real, right? Day says, oh, come on. Give Scrawny He-Man a chance. I mean, I will give it a chance when it comes to Amazon. I am not going to the theater to watch that. He does not look like He-Man. And the whole thing just, I get it. It needs to be CGI'd, right? I get it. But man, does it looks bad. But I guess that's what everyone likes nowadays, right? They like everything that's just created and nothing's practical in any way, shape, or form. Right, Roick? That's what I'm saying. People will come out and be like, oh, no, this is young Adam. He hasn't found himself yet. It's like young Superman. You know what I mean? It's like he hasn't fully flushed into his he's just becoming He-Man. That's what they're going to tell you. I mean, it tells it in the story of the trailer. They sent him away. He grew up outside on regular planet Earth. Now he's coming back, right? So he hasn't been He-Man. That's what they're going to tell you. That's why we casted a person that looks like him. So then when they make the sequel, he'll grow into the character. Yeah, I think Skeletor looks good. People are saying, I don't care who's in the costume. It looks good. I agree that Skeletor looks good. He-Man, not so much. I find it funny that you can CGI everything, but the guy it looks like me, for God's sakes. It's like, come on. Skeletor better have his nerdy voice. No, they're going to give him a deep, dark voice. What are you doing here, Batman? Or, I'm sorry, He-Man. Be like, what? He better have the, He-Man. he better. I swear to God, if they fuck up his voice. Is Jared Leto Skeletor? Is that who it is? Is that who it is? Jared Leto's playing Skeletor? Well, even more of a reason not to watch it now. Yep, it's Leto. I didn't even know that, and now I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Even more reason. Well, good luck to He-Man. I didn't like him as Joker. I didn't like him as Joker. Feels Good says, am I crazy for thinking a 3D animated film would have been better for He-Man? No, I don't think so. I think I'm with you. I mean, I'm okay with the live action stuff, but it's like it just looks it's uncanny. It's uncanny valley type stuff. Yeah. All right, we got 12:30. Let me take a quick break. Let me go grab a snack. Let me go grab some water, and then we'll come back and we'll continue. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll end this stream now. We'll start back up at 12:45, 15 minutes before the actual Xbox Live showcase goes off. So we're going to end this one. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back in about 15 minutes right here on 30NSG for the Xbox Direct showing Fable, Forza, I forget what the other ones, the Resurrection or whatever it's called, and then whatever the fourth game is. So we'll watch that in about 15 minutes or so. Appreciate it very much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. Peace.
Price. Xbox Game Pass in my side, playing games all day and night. Magic happens on my screen, different worlds I've never seen. Every challenge, every quest, all the gaming at its best. With Game Pass I'm in flight, in adventures day and night, on my PC mobile too. New excitement, always new. From the couch to galaxies, racing fast beneath the trees. Mystic lands I roam so free, brave the wild up to my knees. Games on point, complete the thrill. Every level, every skill. Match the wits, each boss to kill. In this world, time stands still. With Game Pass I'm in flight, in adventures day and night. On my PC mobile too. New excitement, always new. From the couch to galaxies, racing fast beneath the trees. Mystic lands I roam so free, brave the wild up to my knees. Games on point, complete the thrill. Every level, every skill. Match the wits, each boss